Hello and welcome. We are here at Fish Lips in the beautiful Port Canaveral with the best view, and we are joined by Fish Lips owner Mike Schwartz. Mike, welcome.
Good morning. How are you all doing today?
Doing well, thank you. Thanks for being here.
So, Mike, you've been here 20 years, you said?
It opened 2004, September 2004, and we had to close opening day because Hurricane Francis was coming in, direct hit at Cocoa Beach. Pretty much Charlie had just wiped out Central Florida and parts of Jacksonville, if you remember back then. So everybody's in a panic. They made everybody close down. Everybody evacuated. Well, Monday we came back, and there was a short in an electrical box from our neons that set the top copia on fire and burnt the whole bar down.
Nice. What a way to open.
With proper care, we were able to reopen by February of 2005, and we've been here ever since.
So how did the name Fish Lips first come to you?
Tequila. I mean, we were drinking and we were tossing around names. We had a bunch of names, and we just kept, whenever we said Fish Lips, we'd all laugh like that's stupid. And we kept it on the list till finally it was like every time we said it, we chuckled. And whenever you say it to somebody, they chuckle, and it just sticks.
Well, we need to know what that tequila is, because apparently you come up with good ideas from that, right?
We'll have to get some ourselves. So, being a restaurant owner, obviously it's a very challenging industry. What are some of the biggest challenges besides your grand opening that you've had along the way?
It changes day to day. I mean, if I had one problem to assess, it's just trying to keep your spirits high and keep motivation high for your staff. We got over 150 employees and have since day one. And just going with the flow of everything going on. From COVID to the market crash. Just everything that's happened over the last 20 years is just being able to endure and keep your business running, price competitive. Biggest thing is our involvement in the community. We spend very little on marketing as far as radio and TV or any of that, but we spend a lot of time and effort and money on promoting events, doing events. Of course, the boat race is one of them, but we've gotten involved. Most charitable events, we'll take a food tent out there, give away food just to get the name out there. And I think our involvement in the community is what's really helped us been successful.
Well, that's a testament to everything you do for the community, that you've been here this long, that you definitely have one of the best views here. I was going to say there's a lot of great restaurants around here, so why do you think people choose Fish Lips? Is it because of your involvement with the community?
It's a destination location. You have to know the port and the cove is here. Cruise ships are always an attraction for people to be able to sit and have a cocktail and watch the cruise ships go out. Of course, rockets coming in and going out, and it's just the activity of the ports that has made it such a good location for us. And none of us are in a position to say one restaurant's better than the other, but we work together.
So I will admit I am a at-home chef and a foodie myself. I could never do this professionally like you did. What are your top 5 menu items?
Ooh.
Some of our unique offerings are our nachos. We actually use a wonton chip, a mesquite chicken nacho with a drizzle sour cream in the end. We have our Korean beef nachos, which has a Asian slaw and then some jalapeno ranch drizzle. Then we got our shrimp nachos, which is a pepper jack cheese, cojita cheese, and then of course the jalapeno ranch drizzle. And they're all that's one of our most unique items. We do a lot with tuna. We have our tuna appetizers. We got our tuna dinner. We got a tuna sandwich. And at the end of the day, my favorite is the seafood mac and cheese. And when I'm really hungry, I'll just throw a ribeye steak on top of it, and that's to die for. So
you just spoke all the words true to his heart. Mac and cheese, ribeye, nachos. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to try all of these definitely at some point. So listen, do you have any specials for the Thunder on Cocoa Beach race weekend going on? Any deals?
So Thunder on Cocoa Beach is a collaboration of 4 of us. Now, we've run the thing and have done now for close to 15 years, and being involved in it, it's a passion. I'd like to say we got rich doing it, but we didn't. We used Lori Wilson Park, set up a beautiful pavilion down there, and we use independent local operators to do all this stuff.
Thank you so much for sharing. Is there anything else you wanted to tell our listeners about Fish Lips or about the upcoming race?
No, just get out, support your community, make sure you get out and have a good time. Staying at home is just as much fun as it is going out, I guess. And it's going to be a great event. Just can't wait to get it over with.
Hello and welcome. So we are at Port Canaveral's Fish Lips Waterfront Bar and Grill, and we are joined by Executive Director Carrie Bartlett. This event draws top race teams in the world to compete in various classes, with Class 1 reaching speeds over 175 miles per hour. That sounds pretty fast to me.
They do fly through the water. It's incredible.
So tell me, how did you first get the idea for this event all these years ago, and how did the first one go?
In 1991, there was a race here. In April of 2010, I was made aware of that. So I started doing some research, found out who did it, and invited them back. So our first race was August of 2010.
I love the fact that, when we first saw the race, it was teams from all around the world. How did you develop such an international event like this in Cocoa Beach?
So we hire a company, a premier race organization called P1 Offshore. They're home-based in London, England. They produce thousands of races around the world. Myself and my team do all the local permitting, the setup, get everything ready for P1 to come in, and then P1 handles the offshore and the race.
I have a real dumb question, but it was something that when I first saw the size of these boats, I was like, how in the world are these teams bringing these boats?
We have quite a few international teams. It was just announced on Speed on the Water this week that we will have a female driver from Denmark. And so on the transportation, they bring those boats over here well in advance of our season. Some of the teams still race internationally, so as soon as it ends internationally, they bring the boats over here. A lot of the teams are housed in Florida. They get them ready and prep them for the first race of the season, and then they move from town to town via transport trailer. Some of the bigger boats, the trailer is hydraulic and it flips up on the side.
Oh, we've seen some of that on Friday Fest. So that's amazing, first of all, Denmark, that we have in our little backyard right here. For those who don't know, can you describe more about offshore racing? Give us some more specifics about what that entails.
So we are the first race of the UIM International Race Series. That is the Class 1. There are numerous different classes of boats, and they are competing against each other. There could be multiple classes of boats in the water at the same time, but they're still competing on time and laps with the other boats in their class. P1, again, a premier company doing this offshore boat racing. And again, we're the first race, and then they go to Lake of the Ozarks. Then they go up north to Michigan. They come back down to St. Petersburg, Sarasota. And then they usually wind up the year in Key West for the World Championships.
One of the things that when we first saw the races, never realized that there were helicopters following the boats. And we had the question of what are they doing exactly? And we theorized on it, but I'm just curious, what is the purpose of the helicopters?
So our race organization and P1, of course, do more to aid in mammal spotting and turtle spotting. So we have a helicopter in the air that is solely designed for that, for mammal protection. If a mammal is spotted in the race course, a yellow flag or smoke flare is dropped. The racers are know to move around that flare. If the mammal does not move out of the race course, then a red flare is dropped and the race is stopped until the mammal moves. None of the other organizations actually do what we do. We hire people from the Turtle Preservation Society. We have one of those in the air, we have them on boats, and we have them on land during the event to ensure that nothing's harmed.
You're doing that for the environment and the community. You also have a race charity every year. So can you tell us about that? This year it's I Am a Freedom Fighter, which supports the abolition of human trafficking that happens in our backyard. How or why did you choose that?
So a number of years ago, one of our director's wives started this organization, and that year she quickly became our charity. So we've given tens of thousands of dollars of our proceeds to I Am a Freedom Fighter to fight human trafficking. And it's worked out perfect. The money stays locally, and we're also doing something statewide and worldwide.
How big do you expect the crowd to be this year?
We're expecting a record crowd this year. It looks like the weather's going to be perfect. Cocoa Beach is known as a rough water race. We're in the ocean. Some of the races are performed in lakes, and not that they're not as dangerous, but they have better conditions. There's a saying, since we started years ago, you have to wear your big boy pants to race in Cocoa Beach.
Oh my gosh, that's true. Well, we've actually seen firsthand in some years, we've seen boats stall mid-race. Is that due to the boat typically, or is that due to the rough waters?
So, races can be won or lost on a $10 part. It's $1 million vehicle in some cases, but that race can be won or lost on a $10 semiconductor or a valve. So just like the space program, billions of dollars to build it, but if one little thing goes wrong, that machine is stopping.
Oh, wow, and you don't want to be the person responsible for that one very important part. Okay, and I know it's probably too late for sponsors and vendors to sign up for this year, but what do they get? Why should they sign up next year and every year for these?
So our TV program, 1 hour special, produced by P1 and Greenlight, is shown in, last I heard, like 155 countries around. A quick anecdote, one of the old city commissioners in Cocoa Beach was on business in Japan and watched our 1 hour special at 2 a.m. in the morning. So the reach for a sponsor, the return on investment for a sponsor to put eyes on their product or their business is huge. It's unlike any other.
Well, as viewers and members of the community, we really appreciate you bringing this event to our backyard. We've been there ourselves. Friday Fest is amazing. You get to meet the racers, and like Carrie said, they love to talk to you, tell you, show their boats. I mean, to see them up close and personal, they're so massive. That's amazing.
And I tell you, the first time you see these boats, it's going to blow your mind. It's like it's like a rocket ship.
Is there anything else you wanted to share with our viewers about the race, the weekend, or just come out and enjoy?
Well, I'll tell you, we could not do this without the local support from our sponsors, the Tourist Development Council, the Port Authority, the City of Cocoa Beach, Brevard County Sheriff's Office, Cocoa Beach Police Department, Cocoa Beach Fire Department, Cape Canaveral Fire Department. The list goes.
Do without a mimosa.
Oh, look at that!
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. I don't want to
upset the apple cart. That's what I was worried about.
You got the skills. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you, Mike. So again, cheers. We could not do this without the support of our sponsors. But then the key is our volunteers. We have real close to 100 volunteers that are going to be helping us get through this next weekend, and they do it for nothing. They do it because of the passion, and they actually, once they get to know us, most of them have been here in multiple years, and they see the kind of passion we have for the event, for the sport, and they're happy to help and make sure everybody has a great time.
You heard it, and we're going to post the schedule. Schedule's all online, so make sure to grab your binoculars. It's a great way to also see the boats up close when they're racing, see the helicopters, and best of luck to all our racers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.